Well, in our first story, Interior Minister Ambrose Derry has assured Parliament that individuals who assaulted a senior police officer at the Flagstaff House after the NDC lost power will be brought to book. It will be recalled that a video of the assault on ASP Ni Nanka Bruce, who is director in charge of VVIP at the Flagstaff House, went viral on social media back in January. Mr. Derry told Parliament in response to a question by Kumbunku Member of Parliament Ras Mubarak that the Accra High Court has issued a warrant for the arrest of 2 persons, including an ex-policeman who are responsible for the assault.
Director in charge of VVIP at Flagstaff House on 9 January 2017, in which he reported an alleged assault on him by an ex-policeman named Mumuni Jabel and one Abu. The matter is currently under investigation by the police CID, and efforts are being made to get the suspects arrested. The police, in an effort to arrest the suspects, have, among others, published the picture of Mumuni Jabel in the 18th March 2017 edition of Daily Guide newspaper. The same story is also published on the Ghana web on 16th March 2017. And an Accra Circuit Court has issued a warrant for the arrest of Mumuni Jabel. Mr. Speaker, that is what I know. Right. Thank you. Mr. Speaker, can the Minister tell the House who gave authorization for the 2 suspects to access the Flagstaff House, because it's a security zone and nobody can just walk into the Flagstaff House? Mr. Speaker, I would not have personal knowledge, but I think that the Flagstaff House is a place that people have access. You go there, you are allowed, they check you at the gate and allow you to enter. That's what I know. That's the experience that I have. But as to how they did enter, and whatever the means they got in there, what they did there is a matter of concern. It is an act that should be investigated and punished. And we believe that when the warrant of arrest is effected, the law will take its course.
Elsewhere, Chairman of Parliament's Appointment Committee, Joseph Osei-Owusu, says the work of the Jogate Investigative Committee has so far not thrown out any evidence to back allegations he attempted bribing some minority members of his committee. He says he wished the work of the committee was over already so the issue can be laid to rest, but he understands why it needs more time to finish. The Speaker of Parliament set up the committee after Boko Central Member of Parliament Mahama Yariga alleged Energy Minister Boakye Jako attempted bribing some members of the committee through Mr. Osei-Owusu and the Minority Chief Whip Muntaka Mubarak. According to Mr. Osei-Owusu, having to work with those who accused him have been difficult, but he remains professional.
It's really difficult when you think that people are accusing you unfairly, and at the same time you're supposed to moderate and treat them fairly. It is. But I've trained and worked as a lawyer for many years, and I'm guided strictly by the rules of Parliament. As much as possible, I've learned to keep my emotions down and let the rules of the game guide me. If I left to my emotions probably, the situation would have been different. But as much as possible, I try to let not my emotions, but rather the rules of the game prevail. It's not been easy, to be frank. I mean, whether you like it or not, you're human. You look at people who have falsely accused you. If you had your own, you pretend they don't exist. But you can't, because it's no longer about you. It's about the state. It's about your leadership style. It's about leadership of Parliament. So
when you see them, for example, give the indication during committee sittings that they have questions to ask and that kind of thing, what runs through your head?
Well, I'll give you the option. This is not my personal work. It's the work of the committee. But we often agree at the leadership level that for this candidate, he's a former MP, he's a leader. we will allow 3 persons on either side to ask questions, or the leadership will continue. Oh, vote for this candidate, 1 person each, depending on the CV and what we know of the person. So that agreement is always reached before we start. And sometimes the leadership suggests to me who should call. I should call when we agree on the numbers.
Satisfied with how far the Jogate committee has gone into its work thus far?
I would have wished that they would have completed by now, but I understand the exigencies of the work in Parliament. All of them are the members of the committee, are also members of substantive committee. This is budget time. Before budget, we went to State of the Nation debate. The clerks that are serving them are also serving other committees. So I understand the exigencies of the work here. So I give them, and I think it is important they get a space to do what is right. Nobody should force them, nobody should push them. Let them take all the time they need. Even though Parliament allowed them 4 weeks, I understand that the last previous week or so, somebody said he had fresh evidence. If you don't listen, it will become a basis for impugning the integrity of the report. So you should give everybody the time and the space to provide whatever evidence they have, so that in the end you have a conclusion to the matter.
And you continue to have full confidence that you'll be exonerated in the end?
I am exonerated already. Listen, I think sometimes people misconstrue what this is about. This committee was set up as a result of my complaint to the Speaker that I've been defamed. My option was to go to court, but because of the challenges of litigating with a sitting member of Parliament, I was seeking the Speaker's permission to use the Speaker's premises, Speaker's office, to serve the processes. Then the Speaker, in consultation with the leadership, decided that this matter of defamation be settled here in the House. So it is my complaint that is being investigated, whether indeed I have been defamed. If those who made the allegation cannot prove it, then indeed it may mean that I have been defamed. If they can prove it, then I have no case. So there's no issue of being exonerated. It is those who made the allegation who have the responsibility to show that indeed they have a basis for making that allegation. And fortunately for us, the evidence were heard in public. You were all there. I don't know what evidence they put there to justify you. So I will not comment on the conclusion that will come, but so far, if there were any evidence suggest that I did anything, it will be in the public already.
Well, meanwhile, the committee investigating the scandal is set to present its report next week. Here's a statement that it's issued, signed by the Acting Director of Public Affairs of Parliament. It says the committee on allegation of bribery against the chairman and some members of the appointment committee met and took evidence from more witnesses, and all 3 witnesses were admitted. The committee is now considering its draft report and will present the final to the House on 29th March 2017, subject to approval by the Business Committee. Moving on. Ghana Meteorological Agency plays a very important role in the aviation industry. It is responsible for providing useful information for the general safety of passengers and aircrafts. Well, on the occasion of World Meteorological Day, on the theme Understanding Clouds, Joy News' Maxwell Agbagba has been interacting with the Director of Research at the Ghana Meteorological Agency, Mr. Charles York.
Okay, now tell us about the danger cloud. I mean, we know about, air turbulence when you're up there in the sky sometimes, and we hear they are caused by some of the clouds. Yes. Tell us about the danger clouds and how you provide useful information to the aviation industry, because a lot of people feel disconnected, I mean, we are talking about clouds, mentioning nimbus, all these big words. Can you connect us to, the clouds?
Aviation industry depends so much on weather information that is given to them. And normally with the formation of cumulonimbus cloud, for example, if an aircraft is flying from Kotoka to maybe Heathrow Airport. Now, they normally give alternate airport to the pilots. Maybe they may give Stansted. So instead of going to Heathrow, if conditions are not favorable, it goes to Stansted. But on route forecasts, that is when the plane is about to take off and then when it is cruising. And if there's formation of cumulonimbus cloud there, normally the pilots are advised either to hold on to cancel the flight for some time, or they change their route.
That's a cumulonimbus cloud.
The cumulonimbus cloud stands so tall. It is a low-level cloud, but it stands tall, about maybe more than 10 kilometers into the atmosphere. And so if you are not careful, there's no way the pilot will be able to dodge. Okay, and so it is better for you to avoid it completely. Because even if you fly on top of the cumulonimbus cloud, that is where the turbulence occurs, because there's so much energy in it. Okay, and so if you try to fly over, you fall into turbulence. And if you want to go through it, that is even the dangerous aspect of it, because you have the updraft and then the downdraft. The updraft will carry you onto the higher levels to about 700 millibar level, and then it drops the plane.
The president's nominee for the mayor position of the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, Mohammed Ni Ajay Soa, has secured a 100 unanimous approval from assembly members as substantive mayor of Accra. My colleague Matilda Pamaga is at the AMA office and joins me now via phone for the latest. Matilda, what's new?
Yes, Mama B, I can report that the voting has ended and he has been declared.
Hello, Matilda.
Hello, Mama B, can you hear me?
Yes, Matilda, we lost you briefly there. So you said voting has ended.
He has been sworn in already, and he has been speaking and thanking the assembly members for that support that he's gotten this today. And in some few minutes, he's going to be addressing the press to outline his vision for the Accra Metropolitan Assembly. But just a little recap of what he has been saying after he was sworn in is that he has so many things in place, especially to deal with sanitation and deal with the rate of crime within the city. So in some few minutes, he will be speaking to journalists for us, asking questions what we expect of him as the new mayor of Accra.
All right, Matilda, hopefully we're able to rejoin you just before we wrap up this bulletin. Matilda Mamaga there at the AMA offices, where we know we now have a substantive mayor of Accra. Let's go to some other stories. School authorities at the Mafe Kumasi Senior High Technical School in the Central Tong District of the Volta region are renting machines and other technical tools to teach students. The school's workshop is full of faulty machines which cannot be used for daily practical lessons. Headmaster of the school, Courage Mataku, laments the phenomenon has greatly affected delivery of quality training of technical students. He therefore called on governments and other benevolent institutions to help fix the faulty machines and stock the school's workshop with other requisite equipment to facilitate teaching and learning. We'll bring you details of that story in a bit. You're watching Joy News Today.